Tropical waves and ample tropical moisture continue to roll across our area. We'll look at the impacts it will bring. Your forecast across the Caribbean and the Bahamas starts right now.
This is Meteo Mundo.
Hi friends, Rusty back here at Meteo Mundo. We're your home for Caribbean weather. It's great to see you for the latest video. I hope you're doing well. Coming up in this video, you can see there is widespread shower and thunderstorm activity today. A lot of lightning, a lot of gusty winds. We'll highlight where that active weather is. I've got your tropical outlook as well. So what do you say we get started? Meteo Mundo, sponsored by the Lane Law Firm of Central Florida, your hometown homeowners insurance attorneys. It is storm season. A storm moves into your area, you get any kind of damage, hail damage, wind, hurricane. They'll walk you through every step of the insurance claim process. Go to leanonmelaw.com if you would like more information. As always, I want to hear from the Meteo Mundo weather community, what's been happening in your area, what the weather has been like. Our surface analysis continues to get more and more active. We still have our Bermuda high in place, fairly expansive off towards the west, but we do have this trough over the Bahamas and Turks and Caicos right now, bringing some active weather there. We have several tropical waves across the Caribbean that will continue to provide fast-moving showers and storms. Another one on the horizon in the western Atlantic, so let's get into it here. Live lightning data at Meteo Mundo. I've got the infrared satellite imagery on for you guys as well. So let's go ahead and start off with an area that's been fairly active for today, and that's going to be near that trough line over the Bahamas. You can just see that this is beginning to kind of slowly punch its way off towards the west, and we've also had thunderstorms developing in Cuba, which have been very significant today, and these are kind of just merging over portions of the central and the northwestern Bahamas, making for an active day here late on this Tuesday. Showers and storms are going to try and encroach areas like Walker's Key through Grand Bahama, Freeport, Lucaya, the Abacos. Right now we've seen a few thunderstorms roll across Andros and Nassau, New Providence. Again, some hefty lightning associated with it. This is good tropical downpours, but there's a lot of instability in the atmosphere with that mid-level trough, a lot of lift in the atmosphere, so you get some pretty hefty thunderstorms this time of the year in association with that. And again, this is all kind of working in a different direction. It's not coming from Florida and working their way east. These are developing east of the Bahamas and working their way off towards the west. And just later into this Tuesday that we've gone, the activity has become more widespread. We've seen good thunderstorm activity over portions of Eleuthera for today, right over Governor's Harbor. You can see some of the passing showers and storms there. Of course, we've got our live cameras at Meteo Mundo, so I've got to take you right into that location live. Right here on this late Tuesday, Central Eleuthera, Governor's Harbor. Just 5 minutes ago, we had a really good thunderstorm roll across that area. You can actually see that in the distance as it's moving away from this camera. The winds have calmed down, but any time that we've had some of these showers and storms come through, we've seen some of the winds freshen up across the Bahamas as well. Going to continue to be a story here deeper into today and even portions of tomorrow as well. What do you say also bring on the live radar data here as well? We're going to bring on the live radar out of the Miami area. Gives you just an idea again of where we have some of these heftier thunderstorms. The yellows and the oranges are going to be some of the heavier downpours. And again, some of this activity will kind of stream back down towards the New Providence area, Andros, and then you're going to see a few more thunderstorms develop here over the central sides of the Bahamas as well. So we'll bring back on the satellite data. And again, San Salvador, Rum Key, Exuma, Long Island, Cat Island, places like that, the Berry Islands, they'll all get some thunderstorms later today. It'll be a little bit more scattered in the southeast Bahamas, the Acklins, Mayaguana, Turks and Caicos. Not going to rule out a couple of thunderstorms trying to develop here as well, but a little bit more lift and instability farther off to the north. That being said, you can see some of the moisture streaming over the Dominican Republic and Haiti right now. It's brought a few thunderstorms there, and it's going to try and lift into those areas that I just mentioned. So if we don't catch the thunderstorms with the trough line to our north, we could see some of this tropical moisture from that tropical wave working its way back up as well. Again, this is just an area with very active conditions for today. We're going to start off a little bit farther west. Look what's happening right now in Grand Cayman, Little Cayman, and Cayman Brac. Thunderstorms are developing, good gusty winds, heavier downpours over Grand Cayman for today. This is an area that is still desperate for some more rain, so it's good to see some here for today. And again, some of that will lead to some good heavy downpours, and even a little bit of isolated flooding is not out of the question. We've seen some hefty thunderstorms develop over portions of Jamaica, mainly on the northern coast. We've had thunderstorm at sea warnings a fair amount of the day here for my friends in Jamaica. So the northern coastline, coastal Portland and St. Mary and St. Anne and Trelawney and St. James and Hanover parishes, from Lucy on over towards Montego Bay, on over towards the Falmouth area, St. Anne's Bay, Ocho Rios, Port Maria, but especially in the northwest side of the island right now, Morant Bay towards Falmouth, good thunderstorms. Look at all of the lightning going down. My friends who live in Jamaica, let me know in the comments section below if you've caught some of this activity. It's a little bit drier south. We've seen a few thunderstorms develop just north of the Kingston, Portmore, Spanish Town area towards Linstead, and everything is kind of moving north and west. But even in these last couple of frames, some of those thunderstorms have back-billed a little bit farther south and east. So not going to rule out a couple of storms even getting towards Kingston. It's a fairly active day for today as we've seen the brunt of the Saharan air layer move away. We've been replacing that with more tropical moisture. So again, active weather for today. Continue to see some thunderstorms. I'm going to sleep out to the west here first real quick. Again, thunderstorms are developing over portions of Quintana Roo at the hour. The numbers that you see, by the way, are wind gusts. Mainly this is inland right now to the east of places like Merida and Campeche, but west of Cancun, Cozumel, and Tulum. So interior sections of the Yucatan at this point in time. We'll see a few more thunderstorms developing here in inland sides of Guatemala and Belize, so San Ignacio. Slightly better chance in places like Belize City at the hour. A few passing showers and a storm possible in the northern sides of Honduras towards Utila, Roatan, Guanaja, the La Ceiba areas. And again, just a little bit more moisture here. We'll talk about what's going to be happening in the Pacific, but overall for the western and the central sides of the Caribbean, an active day with this tropical wave coming in, spinning up a lot of shower and thunderstorm activity. So back over to Haiti and the Dominican Republic, Lacaille getting hammered for today across the peninsula of Haiti. Good 30-mile-an-hour wind in Port-au-Prince. We've had some thunderstorms developing over portions of the U.S. and British Virgin Islands as well. Very strong winds. This is what it looks like on the visible satellite imagery here. And again, just over the Ponce area, these winds are going to mainly be out of the southeast, so your surface winds are still out of the southeast. Now, the axis of tropical moisture is moving away, but we've had some fast-moving downpours and a heck of a lot of wind across Puerto Rico, Vieques, Culebra, and the Virgin Islands over the last 24 hours. I've got a video to show you here from R in Christiansted, and this is what we're talking about. You've got some winds easily gusting around 35 miles an hour in this video from this morning, by the way, in Christiansted. And again, fast-moving showers, pockets of heavy rain, a lot of wind, kicking up the sea conditions here in the Virgin Islands and Puerto Rico. Appreciate R sitting in that video to help tell the story, but you get the idea that these winds even later on this Tuesday are still quite fresh. A lot of wind in the Leeward Islands today as well. Shallow moisture, fast-moving showers in Anguilla, St. Martin, St. Bart's, right around 30-mile-an-hour gusts. Ceiba, St. Eustatius, St. Kitts and Nevis, Antigua, Barbuda. Again, fast easterlies, fast-moving showers in the forecast. Relatively cloudy skies as well. Air quality beginning to improve again. Montserrat, Guadeloupe had a 30-mile-an-hour breeze. Dominica, Martinique, again, a little bit of haze to start the day, but improving air quality conditions as we start to see the Saharan air move away. And again, we're just left over with pockets of fast-moving showers until you get down into the faint St. Vincent, St. Lucia, and the Grenadines, but especially Grenada, Trinidad, and Tobago. This is where the axis of our tropical moisture is with our next tropical wave. Again, these are still fairly low latitude tropical waves coming in, so now you have better thunderstorms here, especially over Trinidad on this Tuesday, portions of Tobago sneaking up towards Grenada, and I can kind of show you that with a couple of different shots. This is the live look to Corinth, St. Lucia. Again, fairly cloudy skies, fairly breezy from time to time, but it hasn't been a horrible weather day in St. Lucia. Relatively speaking, it's been nice. There's been a couple of spotty showers, but a little bit more sunshine. Again, you go farther south, and this is a fantastic loop from today, from Carter in the Port of Spain area of Trinidad. And you can clearly see the thunderstorms rolling across that area, the deeper tropical moisture farther to the south. And again, pockets of heavy rain, overcast skies, and some localized heavier downpours there. Appreciate Carter sending in that fantastic loop over the last several hours, again, on this Tuesday. So, all of this activity that we've shown you here, either from our live cameras or from the videos you guys have sent in, have been all from today. So appreciate that kind of very timely update. Showers and thunderstorms beginning to develop and move west over Nueva Esparta. Once again, it's been a very breezy but mainly dry day across the ABC Islands. Oranjestad there in Aruba had an over 30-mile-an-hour wind gust. We got a live camera there as well. Live look to Oranjestad. There's the breeze once again. Still a lot of sunshine out there, still flying the yellow flags. I just feel like, this time of the year, it's a lot of wind in the ABC Islands, and from time to time we get some passing showers. but you still can't beat that shot. The sun glistening off of the coastal waters there, the aqua in the sky. What a fantastic view. Let's get into your forecast, friends, as we do so. Thanks for taking a quick second and liking this video. Appreciate those who have subscribed to the channel. Both help things out, but you want to stay updated in the latest forecasts across these areas. Hit that subscribe button right now. Join our community. Appreciate those who have found ways to support the channel. Our memberships continue to grow, and I appreciate that. Our supporter tier is just 99 cents a month, a very simple way to say thank you. You get custom badges and emojis during our live streams. I shout you guys out. You want to kick it up a notch? Team MM is the new tier for $2.99 a month. You get access to exclusive member shorts. I take my phone, give you guys some shorts and upload them to the membership. You get ideas of kind of what I'm thinking behind the scenes, maybe updates to any tropical systems that I'm following. Again, appreciate all the members here at Meteo Mundo. Saharan dust will begin to move back into the area late this week and into the weekend. It's going to be a decent concentration. So right now, that's moving through portions of Central America, limiting some of the shower activity there. But again, we've been able to break the ice in a couple of spots. And then the next stronger layer, took myself off camera and back on real fast, will begin to work its way into the Lesser Antilles, kind of late Thursday, Friday, and then traversing over the Greater Antilles into the weekend. So this is the next layer we're monitoring. There's Thursday and into Friday, and then slowly working its way back off towards the west. So there is one more punch of Sahara dust coming in the next couple of days. Let's get back out to the big picture here, because really there's three things to monitor right now. We've got the tropical wave here in the Windward Islands. We've got this axis of spin and tropical moisture, which is really widespread in the Western Caribbean, and then that mid-level feature, that trough just east of the Bahamas. And all of those are still going to play a factor in our weather at least through tomorrow. And this isn't even talking about still watching the tropical waves here in the Atlantic Basin to make a run into the Windward Islands and to begin to gain north latitude as we get deeper into July to have more impacts overall. But obviously, you know, one of the stories is also going to be the wind. So before we get into the rainfall forecast, I want to show you guys what I'm expecting for the wind over the next several days. Now, we're still going to have our Bermuda high in place, okay? And this is still going to limit the rain chances overall in Bermuda. We could catch a couple of showers here, but we're still going to pick up these fresh easterlies, which in the purple and pink areas are going to be 20 to 25 mile an hour sustained winds. But we're going to have some gusts, just like we had today, 30 to 35. But in this environment, with the Bermuda high sitting here, that means anywhere south of there is going to have the south winds, a little bit of a turn southeast, Turks and Caicos and the Bahamas as we get towards the weekend and early next week. But this is fast moving activity, right? When you have these kind of low level winds, these tropical waves are going to be blasting in and out of the area. So very quick changes to the forecast is what the overall pattern is going to be. We're not going to be in a lull for very long, and we're not going to have just days and days of rain in any one spot. These are fast moving showers, heavier downpours from time to time, you know, and the opportunity to catch a little bit in the way of some heavier localized rainfall as well. So this is what it looks like on the GFS model the next 3 days. We'll go island by island and then go into the extended tropical outlook. Now, despite the fact we're talking about all of this at this point in time, none of the features that I've mentioned show signs of tropical development. If there was one to monitor, it would be kind of up here, but this is also beginning to kind of get absorbed by another area of high pressure to the north there, and that's going to kind of weaken things. So notice that, you know, the GFS, none of the models trying to develop this off of that trough. Now, again, you know, over the 4th of July weekend, we had Tropical Storm Chantal. It was a little bit different setup, but you can see how everything else elongates more rather than getting the wrapped up spin. But again, some impacts for the central and the northern and northwest Bahamas at least through tomorrow, if not even on Thursday, thanks to that trough over the area. So places like Grand Bahama and the Abacos and New Providence and Eleuthera and Andros, even back down towards Cat Island and Rum Cay and Exuma and Long Island, we'll continue to see passing showers and storms, and some heavier downpours are likely, especially in the northern Bahamas over the next 24 to 36 hours. So still pockets of heavy rain there, a little bit more scattered southeast Bahamas, Turks and Caicos, but still showers and storms will be a decent opportunity. Thunderstorms will continue to reign supreme across Cuba. Some of those again could make a run back into the Bahamas in the afternoon hours. We will begin to dry out in Jamaica in the Cayman Islands. Just not as much rain. We're just not going to have that axis of instability right over the area. Still fresh easterlies, and there'll still be some rain each and every day, but letting the model run out over the next couple of days, just not the widespread showers and storms, especially along the northern coast that we had across the area on this Tuesday. Same situation for Grand Cayman, Little Cayman, and Cayman Brac. We'll start to see the axis of dust move out of this area, but again, hazy conditions are still possible again for tomorrow, northern sides of Central America and Quintana Roo, but we'll replace that with a few opportunities for showers and storms across Belize and Guatemala. A little bit better chance over Honduras, Nicaragua as well, and we still have this monsoon trough and pockets of very heavy rainfall likely for Costa Rica and Panama. And again, still watching for the potential for some tropical development out here. Nothing outrageous is happening at this point in time. We've actually lost a little bit of the potential here for now in the Pacific, which is good news. Maybe they'll catch a little bit of a break there as well. Back over to our area in portions of the Dominican Republic and Haiti. Increasing rain chances for tomorrow, and then we'll probably see them drop down again as we watch that next Saharan air layer move in. But for Punta Cana, Santo Domingo, on over towards Puerto Plata, good passing showers in the forecast. Even Port-au-Prince, Lacaille can catch a couple of spotty showers. Even a little bit better opportunity here over Puerto Rico in the U.S. and British Virgin Islands. So Anegada, Virgin Gorda, St. Croix, St. Thomas, St. John. Expect the winds to stay fresh. Expect the rain chance to become a little bit more widespread. Still pockets of heavier rain, but just a better opportunity overall, just better tropical moisture quality, if you will, at least through early on Thursday. And then things kind of come back down again as we get into Friday and Saturday as that Saharan air layer at least comes back into the forecast as well. But you can see for the Lesser Antilles in general, a lot of green on the map. Even up towards Anguilla and Antigua and Barbuda, these are spots that I actually think have some pretty good shower chances, albeit again, fast moving. And notice I'm not talking about any real pockets of heavier rain as far as anything that's going to be causing localized flooding. But that being said, we're going to probably kick up surf and sea conditions from time to time as well. Show you that in a second. These easterlies are going to be ripping through this area. Guadeloupe, Dominica, Martinique, St. Lucia, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Look, again, in the next couple of days, we're going to have a better chance, Grenada, TNT, for the more widespread rain. Now, eventually, all this moisture moves off towards the west and will dry out a bit, even in the Windward Islands here. But if I'm looking at any localized heavier rainfall, it's down here. So, again, interesting. Anguilla probably has a better chance for rain than TNT, but it is TNT and Grenada that have the better chance for heavier rainfall, but a more abundant amount of moisture there. My friends in the ABC Islands, don't have a lot of rain for you in the next couple of days. There's an opportunity for some fast-moving showers in the forecast. Still the wind, you saw it on that map. Still think we're going to have some 30-plus mile-an-hour breezes each and every afternoon. So this is how it breaks down for you island by island. Northwest Bahamas, still locally heavy downpours are likely tomorrow. A lot of lightning on your Wednesday. 40% chance Thursday and Friday. A little bit lower in the central and southeast Bahamas, but still not a bad forecast. Turks and Caicos, more isolated than anything else, but some passing showers possible there. For Cuba, thunderstorm chances are going to stay on the higher side. Locally heavy rainfall, again, mainly concentrated on the island itself, but some of that could work its way north towards the Bahamas as well. Cayman Islands rain chances really fall quickly, right? Good thunderstorms today, but rain chances go down fairly fast starting tomorrow and even drier Thursday and Friday. Passing showers and a few thunderstorms likely the next couple days for Belize City and more isolated in Cancun and Cozumel. Still a decent chance tomorrow, but then we'll dry out Thursday, Friday. For Jamaica, again, it's drier as well. About a 30% chance each and every day. Still going to favor kind of eastern parishes in the morning and western or northern parishes in the afternoon, but we'll see how that kind of plays out in each and every day. I'll keep you updated on where I expect the best chance to be during the different day parts. But again, morning rain east, better chance for a few thunderstorms north and west in the afternoon. Dominican Republic. Decent chance tomorrow, Thursday, slightly drier on Friday. Again, your highest chance in Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands is going to be tomorrow. And then the Saharan air layer comes in, that drier air. It's not going to fully stop the chance for rain, but it's going to limit it. We're back down to a 20% chance in PR on our Friday. Bermuda's rain chances still stay fairly low. Again, Anguilla, 70% chance for showers tomorrow, back down to 30 on Friday. St. Kitts and Nevis begins to fall as well. And that's the general trend. Again, high rain chances tomorrow. Antigua, Barbuda, Montserrat, Guadeloupe, moderate Thursday and more isolated on Friday. Whereas it's not as much of a yin-yang roller coaster here. Dominica South will stay in that 40 to 50% range, so not as high tomorrow, but a little bit higher than other areas to the north beginning on Friday. Barbados has decent rain chances, nothing outrageous. Again, Grenada's rain chances aren't exceptional, but when we catch some showers, we could see some locally heavy downpours. Same situation for Trinidad and Tobago as well. Suriname and Guyana stay with some higher rain chances and heavier rainfall opportunities. Nueva Esparta's rain chances look decent, especially on Thursday. And there's your passing showers in the ABC Islands. Again, for our mariners, even in the Turks and Caicos and Southeast Bahamas, you're going to start to see some of these wave heights hit that 8 to 10 foot, quality, 2 to 3 meters, because we're starting to see a little bit more of that fresh wind work its way to the north, especially in the exposed waters east of the islands. Still a lot of wind central into the western sides of the Caribbean. We're looking good in the Gulf right now. We're looking good out in the western Atlantic. Boy, rainfall totals. Again, this is an interesting feature over the next 24 hours or 36 hours or so before it moves away. And just east of the Bahamas could be even locally heavier rainfall there. Otherwise, again, it's back into portions of Central America and portions of the Windward Islands for the opportunity for some of the heaviest rainfall. Everyone gets something over the next few days, but it'll be a little bit drier as far as the overall totals go for the Leeward Islands, the Virgin Islands, Puerto Rico, back into the Greater Antilles in general. My friends, like in places like Jamaica, it's very spotty who's going to get some of the heavier rain. But for the Bahamas, which again, we had some good thunderstorms over the 4th, but not everyone got it. It's good to see more widespread shower and thunderstorm activity there as well. This is what it looks like on the GFS model. And again, just to point out, very heavy rainfall is likely across portions of Honduras and Nicaragua over the next 5 days. Some of this, again, along the immediate coastline here of the Caribbean could be 6, 7, 8 inches, 150, 200 millimeters. Is it out of the question? No. Look at San Jose, over 100 millimeters of rain in just the next 5 days. So ample moisture there. And even the GFS model has nice pockets of heavier rainfall through portions of the Northwest and Northern Bahamas in general. So again, those are spots that could go 2 to 3 inches in a few locations there. Spottier here in Jamaica, again. Western areas, because of the thunderstorm activity, has a little bit better chance for the heavier rain considering off towards the east. It's nice to see portions of Haiti have some solid rain chances there. And again, fast moving showers eastern sides of the islands. So you can see towards Fajardo and San Juan and Humacao, maybe an inch, inch and a half. Vieques and Culebra could fall over that as well. Not a ton of rain, as I've mentioned here, in most of the Lesser Antilles until you get back down to Grenada and Trinidad and Tobago. And there are the spots, again, with locally heavy rainfall as a possibility. All right, back out to the broad perspective here. I'm going to go back over and extend the model out a full week and let that loop up. And as I do, I'm going to take a quick swig of my tea. Again, I do a lot of talking this time of the year. But again, what you're going to see here is a pattern where these tropical waves will continue to race across the Caribbean in concert with the Saharan air layers. But at this point in time, not expecting any of this activity to fully wrap up and to become anything of a tropical nature, okay? And again, I'm just talking about over the next 7 days, right? Now, as we go deeper into July, there's been a couple of signals that I've been watching for, that we'll talk more about here as we get a little bit deeper into the July. Now, I will mention that there could be another wave axis coming off of the east coast of the United States, and this could provide heavier rainfall in about a 5 to 7 day period over the southeast, portions of the Bahamas as well. At this point in time, the models aren't hinting on trying to wrap up something like it did with Chantal, but when you have this scenario in play, I'm always watching that possibility. Otherwise, it's the fast easterlies across the Caribbean. If I bring on the spin in the atmosphere here. Again, this is a product I look at behind the scenes very often this time of the year. This is not truly at the surface, but is a composite of the low levels of the atmosphere. Allows me to see kind of areas that I might be monitoring. Again, in the short term, this trough is an interesting feature, but it begins to elongate itself off of the Gulf Stream waters here. There's a little bit of spin still left for the Gulf Stream, but it becomes very northwest to southeast elongated before anything fully wraps up. Then towards the end of the period, you start to see there being a little bit of a dip right here. So that's an interesting feature to watch. We'll see if the models continue that into the Eastern Gulf as we get towards about a 7 day time period. Otherwise, again, for the Caribbean, you see that these waves are coming through, so there's a little bit of low-level spin with these, but they're all fast-moving, and they're all unidirectional, meaning they're all going in one direction. And around our big Bermuda high at this point in time, everything appears to be relatively quiet. But it's that little area in the Eastern Gulf that could bear some watching a little bit beyond 7 days. Now, the European model, this is the Ensemble members, so you're looking at all of the different ensemble members of the European model. You notice that there was a little bit of a spin there in the Eastern Pacific, right, which could end up being Gil, the seventh named storm. Otherwise, here through the 18th, which is a full 10 days out, we stay relatively quiet. Again, down the road, and I don't like to go too far down the road, but the European model hints potentially a little bit more activity in the Gulf, but we'll see if that holds together in the models in the coming week or so. Friends, I appreciate you guys. Follow us across all social media, Instagram, TikTok, X, and Facebook. Would you like to send me a picture or video? You can do so at mymeteomundo@gmail.com. As always, if you have a specific question about the forecast, feel free to drop it in the comments section below. While you're down there, thank you for taking a quick second and liking and subscribing. And please remember that Meteo Mundo is sponsored by the Lean Law Firm of Central Florida, your hometown homeowners insurance attorneys, offering free consultation and policy reviews that walk you through every step of the insurance claim process. Go to leanonmelaw.com if you would like more information. Friends, have a great rest of your day. I'm back tomorrow with your latest forecast right here at Meteo Mundo.